Hey guys, welcome to my first plan with me in over a year. Before I get to any of the actual planner video stuff, let me just start off with a bunch of apologies. Number one, I'm so sorry if this video is really shaky. It's just going to be this video. I had been storing for like almost 6 months. I'd been storing an extra mattress under my mattress, and it turned my bed basically into this incredibly tall waterbed. Every time I moved or got on my bed, it just shook, and I hated it. And of course, I think it was like 3 days after this video, my boyfriend was able to sell his extra mattress, so now it's gone. But yeah, I had been storing it for him. And so now I think we can go back to normal and everything shouldn't be this shaky. But I tried my hardest to move as carefully as possible. Also, my cat, Janet, took it upon herself to use the tripod I was using as a personal face scratcher. So she just would occasionally come in my room and scratch her face against the tripod, and that's self-explanatory. It shook. So I'm really sorry. It shouldn't be like that from now on. But she is a kitten. How old is she? 9 months? 9 months old now. So she didn't exist the last time I recorded. So this was all new. And of course, my Princess in the Pea bed wasn't a thing then either. So that's all new. So anyway, apologies all around. Next, I don't really know what to say. I doubt that I have many viewers left from when I used to post, because I had a mental breakdown and just deleted everything except 2 collabs that I had done. And then I took a really long break from filming. I just needed the break for my mental health, and I also got a new job that was 45 hours a week. And so that was very time consuming and exhausting. And then eventually I added a commute to those hours. So then I really had no time. And then I eventually got on anti-anxiety medication, which was great. But eventually my meds were making me like so tired that all I was doing was like working and sleeping. And then by the time I finally was like, yes, I miss planning and filming, I want to come back, seasonal depression hit, and I just lost all motivation for anything, even things that make me happy. So that happened. But now we're finally back. Unfortunately, I wanted to come back after figuring out my meds for anxiety and depression and all that, but it's not a thing. I'm ready to come back, so it is what it is. Peep Janet's little feet. But yeah, so I'm currently not on anything, but the side effects of my previous medication were so bad that they were getting in the way of my quality of life. Like that's dramatic, but that just is what it is. Like that's really what was happening. So, yeah. But if you have seen my videos before, or if you still follow me on Instagram and you have any questions about what I've been doing while I was gone, or where, I don't know, whatever, please feel free to ask, and maybe I can answer them in the next video. Or if I don't get any questions, or I get one, then I'll just answer that. That's fine. But let me finally just get into the plans. Also, I probably won't mention where all the stickers are from, so just ask me. That's one of my least favorite things about filming, is having to remember where I got everything. It's just like not fun for me, and this is supposed to be fun, right? So starting off with Monday, I had July 5th off because the 4th of July fell on a Sunday, but I still get like for a federal, is that a federal? Yeah. For the holiday, I was still given a paid day off, so I had off Monday, which was pretty cool. Under that, I marked that I went to see my boyfriend's family with him at the hotel where they were staying, so that was really fun. And I just used like a little kid munchkin because he has a young niece and nephew who I love them. They're great. Sorry, I want to make sure this is recording because okay, cool. My phone keeps going black, and that's freaking me out. But under that, with a little thing and this little car sticker from whoever, I'm sure you guys know better than I do, I wrote that we drove my boyfriend's sister and her kids back to her husband's parents' house. Let me know if you followed that. Under that, with this emoji eating butter, I marked that I had cheesecake. I don't have any cheesecake stickers, and in my head I was like, you know what? It's a block of cream cheese. That's what it is. And then under that, with a fancy label and this little cozy munchkin, I want to say, I marked that I just relaxed. Then after that, with this little Nike swoosh sneaker, I marked that we went for a walk. And then the final thing I marked for Monday was that we watched The Devil Made Me Do It. I don't even remember what that was, but I don't think it was that good. Moving on to Tuesday, first thing I marked was that I had to go back to work, and I used this heartbroken crying munchkin to mark that with a flag. Under that, with a little thing and this munchkin driving a car, I marked that I hit a bunch of traffic on my way to work. Then I was doing a bunch of reading over the summer, which was really cool, so I marked that I was reading, and I used this leftover deco from an older kit. It's just a stack of books, so I thought that worked out. Then I marked that there was a rainstorm. And I used a little, I don't know what these are. Ask Rosie, she knows. This girl, this black sad girl under a rain cloud. Under that, I marked that I got a really good parking spot at home. Then I decided to organize my sock drawer, which I already have to do again. I don't understand. I just keep losing socks and having to phase old ones out. Whatever, you get it. Under that, I marked that I finished the book The Other Woman, and I used another piece of leftover deco from an older kit, just another pile of books. Then I didn't have room to put another sticker underneath that, so I just added a little washing machine sticker to mark that I did a dark load, and then I watched the movie The Beach House, which I honestly can't remember, so I can't tell you if it was good or not. And I just used a little TV to mark that. Moving on to Wednesday, I marked with a half box and these little babies playing that the little girl, one of them that I nannied for, she and her little friend had a play date at work, which was cool because that meant that it meant that there was less for me to do, obviously, as far as entertaining this child. But it was also a little bit stressful because everybody came, all the parents came home early. I don't know. It was just a lot, but I don't know. It was good, I think. Can't remember. Couldn't tell you. Under that, I marked that I read again with more stacks of books. Then I marked that I took care of my roommate's cat. She was basically away all summer, and every time that I go out of my way to go home to take care of her cat, I think I marked it, but on the days that I was home, obviously I was here, so it's fine, but I marked that I did his food and his cat litter and all that, and I used this little cat box stucco. Then I marked that I went on a walk with my boyfriend, and I used this new this I actually wish I could remember the name of the shop because this was a recommendation. Someone told me about this shop. I'm sorry. This is the worst, but I'm just going to keep going. Under that, I marked with this crying munchkin that I had a really bad phone call with my grandmother. There was just a lot of honestly, it's the same family drama that's been going on for 5 years, but I don't enjoy being manipulated. Let's just leave it at that. So I had a really bad phone call with my grandmother. And then under that, I just marked that I had a couple drinks to cheer myself up and just spent the rest of the night talking shit with my boyfriend because I was upset. Then moving on to Thursday, I marked that I got my period again. I have been getting my period a lot. There's probably something wrong because I am on birth control, so that shouldn't be happening. But I marked that I got it again because I think I got it let me see, the week before, 2 weeks before. It wasn't very long. I marked with a little thing and this blah, sad looking munchkin that I was just too tired to function. with a half box and this old, I know this is Planning Roses, this old Planning Roses washing machine. I marked that I did more laundry. Then with the movie marquee from the kit, I marked that my boyfriend and I watched the movie Sinister. We both thought we hadn't seen it, but we'd already seen it, and neither one of us were that big of a fan, so that was kind of a waste. But now I know for sure that we've seen it because it's in my planner. With a little thing and another stack of books, this is also from Planning Roses. I marked that I read. Then with some leftover deco from an old kit, I marked that we had ice cream for dinner. Moving on to Friday with a half box and this little truck from... Nope, I'd have to look it up. I marked that I just had a bunch of returns that I needed to package. I'm sure a lot of us do it. I don't want to go anywhere, so 90% of my shopping is done online as well as 90% of my returns. Anyone that has free returns, you're not going to see me in your store. Then under that with a flag and this pizza slice from Olive Studio, I think. My friend Rosie got me onto their stickers. I just marked that we got buy one, get one free pizzas from And Pizza, which is a chain. I think it's in a lot of like college towns maybe. Yeah, marked that. Then with a little thing and another one of these little black sneakers, I marked that we went for a walk. We got ice cream again. No idea where we went. So I marked that again with a little leftover ice cream deco. And then finally marked with a movie marquee from, maybe this kit did come with 2 movie marquees. I don't know. Whatever. I recorded it. So I just marked that we watched The Bachelorette. We actually ended up giving up on this season. We never finished it. It was just too boring. Moving on to Saturday, I marked with this big square from the kit and this really old deco that I've had probably since like I started planning, like 7-8 years ago. I don't even know anymore. But it's just a giant mascara bottle and I thought it fit perfectly. With this fancy label and this Stick with the Plan Co. Is that what they're called? This girl sitting in a donut, I marked that my boyfriend and I went to Krispy Kreme to get our free vaccine donuts. If you didn't know, Krispy Kreme for the entire year of 2021 was giving away 1 free glazed donut a day to anybody who showed them their vaccination card. So that was pretty cool. We took advantage. I did not as much as he did because I would vomit, but they were really good. Then we picked up pretzels from, what is it called? I should know. It's like Philly Pretzel Factory or something like that. And I marked it with this tiny little soft pretzel deco that I got from a random shop. Can't remember. I need to stop saying that. I'm sure I'm annoying you. I don't know if you could tell. I don't know what to say. It's been so long. So I promise I will work on these voiceovers. Under that with a fancy label and this hammer that my good friend Ilza printed for me and cut for me. It was so sweet because I couldn't find any like handyman fix-it stickers. Now I'm sure they're everywhere, but I still love these, and this one worked perfectly with the colors of this kit. I marked that we stopped at Harbor Freight to pick something up with a half box and this Pumpkin Paper Co. girl holding a beach ball and this little bathing suit. I marked that I went to my friend Nicole's last pool party ever. She's had one every year and she's invited me every year since I've met her when I was like in college, and I never went just because I was always too anxious. I'm not anxious, like I don't have social anxiety per se, but being seen in a bathing suit by like people with perfect bodies makes me uncomfortable, and I worked with a lot of hot girls, so I never went. But I was like, you know what, this is the last one. And I went and I had a really good time. So better late than never. Then with a little thing and this like sad head munchkin thing, I marked just more family drama. I got a text from my grandmother that she decided she didn't want to celebrate her birthday unless all of her grandkids were there. And I knew that was a jab at me, like trying to manipulate me into changing my mind. And like I said, that's not going to happen. And so under that with a flag and this house sticker, I marked that I just went home after the pool party. I was going to visit my grandmother after that just to say hi. This was not her birthday, but like, I decided, screw that. I'm going home where people don't try to manipulate me. Then with a half box, I wrote that my boyfriend and I watched more of The Purge. I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about because I think the only Purge movie we watched this year was the one that was in theaters. So I don't know, but I wrote all these plans down so long ago that we're just going to go with it. And then finally moving on to Sunday, first thing I marked was that I read some more. This book I also know is from Planning Roses. Under that, I marked with an emoji that I took the trash out. With a fancy label and this cleaning munchkin, I marked that I did Brad care, which is the same as cat care. And I stayed home extra long so that I could hang out with him and he could have some cuddles and whatever. And I marked that with this. This is a newer sticker from Once More with Love. I know that with this cat, this big cat that's the same size as the munchkin. It's cute. Then under that, with a Planning Roses car on a lift, I marked that my boyfriend and I had a car day. He does all of the work on both of our cars. So yeah, we did that. Then with a little thing and a Pam munchkin, I marked that we watched The Office. Luckily, due to the one thing that the pandemic did that I'm grateful for, I shouldn't say that, but my boyfriend had absolutely nothing to do, and he finally had to sit through The Office, and now it's his favorite show, which please let me know. I'm sure you have a friend or family member who you tied to a chair and forced them to watch The Office, and then they were just like, really happy you did that. Under that, with this was like a part of a checklist, a heart checklist, but I just cut it up for an extra little thing. I marked that we played late night tennis. We live near a tennis court, and it's kind of sketchy, but we went. They keep the lights on like super late till like 11 or midnight, so we went. And then the final thing with this munchkin and these cute little pajamas, I just marked that I went to bed way too late. And the last thing, just on the side, I've been doing this recently, instead of having any like habit trackers or anything like that, because let's face it, I'm not keeping track of anything in this planner. This is from last July. I just use 3 full boxes and then 2 half boxes to mark like 2 significant things that happened this week. So I'd marked that it was my friend's last pool party, and I also marked that I had to go back to work, which I'm not gonna lie, I think I had meant to mark something else with this girl running with her backpack, but I can't remember. So we're just gonna go with that. But thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way through, I'm really sorry about this voiceover. I'm getting the hang of it. It's been so long, I don't really know what I'm doing. And yeah, I don't know. That's it. So, bye.